swinging last night, building a 9-run lead in the first 5 innings. The Braves would not go away. 4 innings later, they came all the way back. Danny Espinosa did what he could to keep the Nats alive, but not enough to stop Atlanta from an extra inning win. Today, the rosters will be stretched as we play 2. It's a day-night doubleheader every inning on Masson.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
Was there a game last night? We're having a hard time remembering that. It's a new day, the great thing about baseball. And not only 1, but 2 today. The weather, that's been okay. A few sprinkles here and there. The forecast really not that bad. Just kind of a gloomy looking day. But remember, the Nats are still 6-3 against the Braves this year. Atlanta's red hot, and they're still 2.5 games behind. So you have to look at it in a positive way because it's the beauty of baseball. Forget about yesterday.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Something happened yesterday. Like the great Earl Weaver said, this ain't a football game. We do this every day. So here we go, 2 today. And the best thing about it, it's a day game today. You didn't have to sit around all day thinking about last night.
And as far as the pitching goes, obviously very important in a double dip like this. And it gets underway with Game 1, Edwin Jackson, Ben Sheets, and then John Lannon makes his return tonight.
Oh, we'll check out Edwin Jackson, just 52 pitches his last start. Fastball velocity was up 94, 95. Remember before the break it was down. So, you know, it all falls on his shoulders. I think getting out of the gate very crucial here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. But remember, John Lannon is a Braves killer. It's a team he really likes to pitch against. So if Edwin Jackson has a good first game, really looking forward to that second game.
Edwin 5-5 with a 3.89 ERA. He's had trouble in the first inning, but Ryan Zimmerman has not. How about Thursday? A first inning blast as he took care of it against R.A. Dickey. And then last night, after that solo shot, Ryan would knock in 3. Folks, we hope you like us. We're going to be in your home all day and all night. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. So a cloudy, overcast day in our nation's capital, but a chance for the Nats to get off to a good start and get right back at it against these Atlanta Braves. Not much of a breeze blowing. It is cool. Feels like April or May here. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop the train, so the humidity way up there, but we don't mind because it's 68 degrees at game time today.
What happened to summer?
Wow. Took a week off, evidently. Freddie Freeman, he is on his game. 11-game hitting streak, 18 hits. Brian McCann, 10-game streak, 14 hits. And these guys are swinging the bats well. Dan Uggla showing signs of life after some recent struggles, but he's 0 for 10 career against the Nats right-hander. Somehow Edwin Jackson has been able to avoid the Atlanta Braves this year and in his career until today. First time he ever pitches against them.
And last time out on the 16th at Miami, took the 5-3 loss, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 innings of work, struck out 1, walked 2, through just 52 pitches, 36 for strikes. So should be real strong today after just throwing 52 pitches last time out. 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball. Velocity was up last outing, all the way up to 95 miles an hour. Slider curve change to complement that heater. Let's set the defense for the Nats today. Lombardozzi, Harper, Morse in the outfield. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side. Espinosa, LaRoche on the right side. And Jesus Flores doing the catching. Same lineup as last night.
Edwin Jackson makes his 18th start for the Nats today. And it's always important for him to get off to a good start. Find out why the government turns to stginc.com. We go inside the numbers. Walks, strikeouts, ERA, ground ball percentage. Pretty consistent. The one thing that Edwin has trouble with is a 9 ERA in the first inning this year. 17 runs in 17 first innings. After that FP, he's just fine at 292. But for some reason, he seldom comes out firing all of his bullets effectively.
Well, you often see that with guys. It takes him a minute to settle into the game. But I think with Edwin Jackson, he's a rhythm guy to where once he finds that groove, finds his slot, finds his tempo for that given day, he settles down and everything's nice.
16-year veteran Brian Onora has the plate. Late substitute Dave Rackley is at first base because Chad Fairchild has the plate tonight, so they give him the day off. Alfonso Marquez and Tom Hallion crew chief. That is low and outside, and we're underway at 107. Michael Bourne in the ball game last night didn't get a hit till the 9th inning, but it was a crusher. The 2-run triple off the right center field scoreboard. And Jackson goes 2-0. The thing you don't want, FP, and I know we're trying to forget about last night, the thing you don't want is to just give the Braves some opportunities right out of the gate here. Make him put the ball in play, and he does get a 2-0 pitch in there.
I was about to say, funny, I can't remember that hit you're talking about.
Did you go to a hypnotist after the game last night?
No, but as a ball player, you learn to have a short memory. And that's the great thing about the everyday nature of this game. You have a tough loss, you put it behind you, you move on, especially if you're a position player and you're looking at 8, 9, maybe 10 at-bats in one day. You know, walking in the clubhouse today, it was business as usual. And the last time I checked, they're still 2.5 games up in the National League East.
Swing and a miss. So Jackson battles back to get Michael Bourne, and we'll correct something in a moment because of some wrong game notes. He has faced Atlanta before. We'll get you up to date on those numbers.
A little backdoor slider, 86 miles an hour, and that's how this one starts. So far, so good. Michael Bourne strikes out to start game 1.
Edwin Jackson, 4 career starts against the Braves. No record and a 4.20 ERA. And here's Martin Prado. That is low and inside for a ball. Prado 109 hits, 6th in the league. And just like his guy right in front of him, 1 hit last night, but it was a big one. Drove in 2 runs. That gave them their 3rd and 4th runs in that big 6th inning that started their comeback. Chipper Jones not in the lineup for our game 1 today. Jason Hayward is, and then Freddie Freeman. So they load up the lefties after these 2 guys. and that is inside. Jason Hayward, 2 for 6 career against Edwin Jackson. Breaking balls in there, 2-2. Light rain falling here.
A couple of good sliders so far from Edwin. And this one sharp and late. Pretty good bite. On the outer half, perfect pitch.
Beauty on the breaking ball. Had him reaching, had him lunging, and 2 strikeouts to start the game.
And how about Edwin? Struck out just 1 Marlin his last start. So after 2 hitters in today's game, more strikeouts than he had the whole last start. And it's because of the slider. Secondary pitches extremely good here. The first 2 hitters of the game.
Hayward on base 4 times last night. Couple of hits, couple of walks, including a damaging one with the bases loaded. Braves are hitting .258, 7th in the league. They're 3rd in runs and 7th in home runs. Ball 2. Target is in. Ball misses. And I think Brian O'Neill is hearing from the dugout about that one.
Well, Edwin Jackson looked in there a little extra long to say, hey, that wasn't down.
Four-pitch walk. That's the 9th Nationals walk of a Brave in this series. And that'll bring in Freddie Freeman, working on that 11-game hitting streak. Freeman hitting at .280.
Huge lead by Hayward.
He's a big man who can run. He has 14 out of 18 stealing bases. In fact, their top 3 guys, Bourne goes 26 steals, Prado 11, Hayward 14. So they're over 50 steals with those 3 guys at the top of an already potent lineup.
Well, he tried to go on the first pitch, just didn't get a jump. A little bit shorter on the lead this time. Now he extends out a little further.
Edwin's had a couple of throwing errors on pickoff plays this year. That one on target. Hayward holding, and Freddie Freeman bangs it off the screen in front of the Nats dugout. And no balls, 2 strikes now. Mark DeRosa and Bo Porter.
Well, that'll wake you up. Day game after a night game. Mark DeRosa saying, I'll go human target. Try to hit me again.
It is pelting down now, the rain. Just as the game starts. Best way to combat that, get your team off the field. So Freeman 429 during that hitting streak. Everything is kind of hitting on cylinders for the Braves right now. Conversely, even though they've won 9 of their last 11, they've only gained a couple of games on the Nats in the standings during that time.
Well, that's when it gets frustrating as a team, is when you're playing so well and you keep looking at the team in front of you and you can't catch them. I think that's why the Braves are obviously taking this late July series so seriously, because they have a chance to do it right in front of them.
Dodgers batting in the first inning at New York against Miguel Batista, who's starting today. Cole Hamels for the Phillies at 4:05 against the Giants. And the Marlins tonight at Pittsburgh behind Carlos Zambrano.
A little lean right there. Jason Hayward just gets back. He just got back on the one before that, too.
Runner going, swing and a foul.
And we said it a couple of nights ago, Randy Knorr's philosophy, he's the one that controls the running game for the Nationals and calls the throwovers, pitch outs. His philosophy on throwing over is just to give his pitcher one more pitch and keep that base runner at first base one more pitch. The staff has been so good all season long. He feels like if he throws over a couple of times and maybe discourages the runner from running on that pitch, that might be all it takes to get out of an inning.
And a 1-2, driven up the middle. Harper right there. Freddie Freeman couldn't have hit that ball any harder. And Jackson has a scoreless first inning.
Better than no date at all.
Yeah, that's for sure. Michael Morse, last 15 games against the Braves, getting it done with a .339 average. And in those 15 games, nearly an RBI and a run scored per game. So the Nats will be facing Ben Sheets. Now going back to his Milwaukee days, and it's been a while, he's won 4 consecutive decisions against Washington.
Last time out in his first start in over 2 years. His last win before that came on July 10th, 2010. Here in the win on July 15th, 2012 at Turner Field versus the Mets. Pitched 6 scoreless innings, giving up just 2 hits, struck out 5, walked 1. Threw 88 pitches, 57 for strikes. So fastball, slider, good curveball from Sheets. Got a changeup that he doesn't throw very often. The fastball was clocked as high as 93 miles an hour. And apparently there's a problem with first base.
By the way, for the lineup, see your authorized Dodge dealer. Check out their powerful lineup.
Oh, that's not good.
You can schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com. Experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. It looked like they tried to put a new bag in there, and they were having a hard time with the anchor of that bag.
If a bag is moving around like that, did you see the second one they put in? It was going back and forth, and on a wet day, you can see it's already slick there. And if that thing's not anchored in so it's perfectly still when a foot hits it, that can be dangerous.
Steve Lombardozzi leads off, and he's working on a 13-game hitting streak. Sheets gets ahead of him.
And Sheets is a guy with good fastball command. He'll move it in and out. Throw one in, throw one out.
Unbelievable. Every time the Nats hit a ball up the middle, it either gets caught by a pitcher or it's deflected by a pitcher to a fielder. And Sheets is not feeling too well after that.
Yeah, that hurt, Carp. Yeah, bullet off the bat of Lombardozzi. And you hear the sound that got him right in the palm. There was no web involved in that. And you can actually break your hand if you catch a line drive like that wrong. I mean, not a lot of time to decide, oh, I'm going to catch that one on the web versus the palm. That ball really caught Sheets, but just another hard-hit ball off the bat of Steve Lombardozzi.
Yeah, and despite the fact the Nats had 10 runs on 15 hits last night, they hit into some bad luck. They could have had 2 or 3 more hits. So here's a breaking ball to Bryce Harper as that pattern continues. Obviously, he's never seen Ben Sheets in person before. Sheets 20 starts for Oakland 2 years ago, and then he hadn't pitched before that since 08, and Bryce bunts that ball right down on his foot.
Now check it out. Where did it get him? On the back toe. And he's hurt. I mean, he's still hopping around right there. It looked like he got him on the ankle right where his stirrups are, and he is limping around. And it's just odd because you think, okay, he bunted it. That can't hurt that bad. But if you saw him stab at that baseball, it was almost like a half swing, and he is in pain.
Mike McGowan checking on him. Davey Johnson out there.
And there's a sharp pain going on right there. A little bite, and that's not a good sign. Now, usually those things will hurt for a couple of minutes. They'll go away. So give it some time. But if he keeps walking and that thing keeps biting him, he's not going to stay in this game. Never seen that happen on a bunt before. A bunt attempt.
That looked like it got him right above the flap of his shoes on that back leg, tender spot. And it looks like he pretty much told the trainer and the manager to go away and I'll stay in.
Now check it out. Where to get him one more time? Yeah, right there on the top of the ankle, or the bottom of the ankle, right where the shoe stops.
No balls and 2 strikes. And Sheets throws a breaking ball down and in on him that Bryce can't reach. And I'm pretty glad he didn't foul that ball off. That might have been on the other foot.
I set the defense for the Braves behind Ben Sheets. Prado, Bourne, Hayward in the outfield. Giannis Francisco on the left side. Chipper Jones gets the first game off. Ugla Freeman on the right side. And Brian McCann doing the catching.
Juan Francisco spelling Chipper Jones at third base. The Braves, by the way, second in the league in defense. They've really tightened up in that department. 51 errors this year. The Reds have 46 to lead the league. Nationals are in the top 4 in team defense. Ryan Zimmerman hitting .378 over his last 22 games. Another big night here last evening. Counts even 1-1. Rain falling steadily. Nats in total control last night of that game until the rain started pelting down, and then it changed in a hurry. Base hit, and Zimmerman's aboard with 2 outs.
Stay hot Ryan Zimmerman, the average up to 265. You saw the big night last night. That's a good way to start up a twin bill, folks. You get a knock your first time up, you're thinking, I'm going to have a 5, 6, 7 hit day. 2 games on the slate. It's also a good way to break up the no-hitter. There goes the no-hitter.
That'll bring in Adam LaRoche. Pardon me. Michael Morse for LaRoche as they go 4-5. Michael, just a click or two now under the 300 mark.
That's a slider from Sheets. It's a tight little slider, breaks late. And he's got a hard curveball, probably his best pitch off the fastball. But sometimes he can try to throw that curveball a little bit too hard, and you'll have a tendency to leave it out over the plate. But there's no feeling for the baseball right now in Michael Morse's swing. He is letting the throttle out every single hack.
Short lead by Zimmerman, 2-1 pitch, way up and away. Ben Sheets, 6 innings, no runs on 2 hits when he made his return to the big leagues against the Mets. That was on July 12th in a 6-1 win right before the break. Morris will ram one up the middle. No kick save possible on that one. And the Nats have 2 2-out hits.
Ben Sheets might have post-first inning stress disorder after all these line drives going right back at him. And Lombardozzi started it up with a bullet in his glove, and that one might have been hit even harder from the Beast. And out of 3 hitters so far in this game, 4 hitters so far, 3 balls have been smoked.
Big spot now as Adam LaRoche gets a righty-lefty matchup. Couple of hits last night, 2 for 6. Batting average sitting at 257.
And Brian O'Neill not giving that low strike to Ben Sheets either. And that's good. If you're going to not call that pitch, don't call it all day long. Both teams know that.
Got him on an off-speed breaking ball. Now he hopes it gets out of play. Does LaRoche, and it will. Just about 5 rows up, and the count's even. 1-1. Dodgers with a first inning run at New York. Still batting.
You know, last night Michael Bourne was swung around to left center field against Tommy Hanson, but Tommy Hanson was throwing Adam LaRoche away. And right now with Ben Sheets, he's come in a couple of times. He's thrown that curveball soft, so you hit a ball in that gap in right center field. It's not just 1 run, it's 2 runs.
He's ahead in the count, 2-1. And that will miss low. Ball 3. Has seen Ben Sheets, Adam LaRoche has more than any other Nat in that division for a while in Adam's days with the Pirates. And a 3-1 pitch is in there. Davey Johnson said this morning it's possible Ian Desmond will play both ends of the doubleheader. He'd like him to. With the runners on the move, LaRoche strikes out. And the Nats are done. Each pitcher with a couple of first inning strikeouts and no score early. And it's going to be a long one today and tonight here at Nationals Park. Luna brings you the second inning. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. The second inning presented by Luna. Bryce Harper still trying to run that thing off.
That's one of those deals that's going to get tighter as the day goes along. But the one thing we know about Bryce for sure, I mean, he played 3 innings with a gash above his eye after a bat came back and hit him in the face. He's as tough as they come.
So this one off to a bit of a strange start with Harper bunting a ball off of his ankle. Nats got a couple of hits, stranded them. No score, top of the second. Brian McCann working on a 10-game hitting streak leads off. Edwin Jackson first inning, 19 pitches, 10 strikes. Target is way inside here. And Jackson gets it over the inner half for a strike. So that's huge for Edwin to get that first inning in the book scoreless with just a walk. And McCann is going to make the second inning a run-scoring inning for the Braves. He's homered again, his 16th of the year. He hit the tar out of that ball, and it barely got out. So the ball's not going to carry real well today, but Brian McCann is on a big-time roll.
I honestly thought it had a funny sound to it, and I thought it had a chance to stay in the ballpark. Back-to-back fastballs on the inner half. Second one he gets, and he hit it so high. Let's listen to the sound. Yeah, that's not the home run sound. I think he got in on him a little bit, but McCann's strong enough to muscle that one out of here.
Next up is Dan Uggla, so McCann's now 3 for 7 career against Edwin Jackson. This is an interesting matchup. We'll tell you about this number after the at-bat. And a breaking ball misses low and away, 2-0. Edwin Jackson has just given up his 13th home run.
And now you got to regroup, get back in that strike zone right away.
Did not throw him a 2-0 fastball. There's a 2-1 fastball that catches the inside corner. Juan Francisco in place of Chipper Jones for game 1. And now Dan Uggla is 0 for 11 career against Edwin Jackson. Strikeout number 3. Nissan will track it.
And track that slider, Nissan, because it was a good one, and it's been good all day long. Early in this game, he's had a good feel for the curveball slider combo. Fastball's been good too. I didn't think the pitch to McCann was a bad one.
Get to Nissan for the biggest savings under the sun. Nissan Summer Saving Days. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local Nissan dealer. Juan Francisco hitting .218. '25-year-old infielder from the Dominican. Signed at the age of 16 with Cincinnati back in '04, and Ian Desmond is going to range well out into left field to grab that ball. Similar to the location of the catch he almost made against the Braves last night with Uggla at third base. You're talking about serious range here.
Serious range. And that catch in and of itself is a tough one, but when you add traffic to it and you see a blur out of the corner of your eye, which is Steve Lombardozzi, and you still hang in there and make that play, that is not easy. You can feel the outfielder coming. You're looking at the baseball coming over your shoulder, but you can hear the footsteps of the guy coming at you. You can also see him peripherally, a little blur. And to hang in there like that is some kind of play by Desmond. Yeah, the range on its own is impressive, but with a left fielder coming straight at you, yeah, add another star to that one.
Wow. That is something special right there. And the 0-1 now to Paul Janisch. 3 for 18. One of the biggest at bats last night was after Drew Storen gave up a bloop hit to Uggla. He walked Paul Janisch. Davey Johnson took Drew Storen out of the game. Sean Burnett came in and struggled, and the rest of the night was really tough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like your denial. I really do. I'm just hoping that as we sit here 24 hours from now, you're all bubbly talking about the previous day.
Well, we said we were going to talk about it, and it's been 2 innings now. And
a 1-2 pitch. That's a bouncer, and
it's a bouncer and a bruise.
Yeah, Jesus Flores took the brunt of that one again.
And that got nothing but I think his left arm. And Brian O'Nora going to walk out there, give Jesus Flores a couple of seconds to regroup. Let's see where it got him. Left wrist, left arm. Yeah, right on the sweatband, and that sweatband adds 0 protection.
And Brian O'Nora just for a little extra will sweep off home plate.
Yeah, umpires appreciate that. You know, nobody on, 2 outs. He blocked that ball so that Brian O'Nora wouldn't get hit.
Ben Sheets is an 078 career hitter. Big, strong guy. And Jackson trying to make him lead off the 3rd inning. 2-2 pitch. He will. Edwin, 2 strikeouts in each of the first 2 innings. The home run by Brian McCann. Ian Desmond will be leading off for the Nats in a 1-0 game. So it'll fill up that slot right there and anchor that bag down to the ground the way it has to be.
MacGyver on the grounds crew. I love it.
How about that? Very inventive. Find out why the government turns to STG at stginc.com. The Nats have still beaten the Braves 6 out of 9 this year. They're 25-20 against them over the last several years. And now it's up to them to get back even in this game, take the lead, and take it from there. Desmond hitting .289. Ian, over the last 3 weeks, including some time off, hitting at .406. Add another click or two to that. Hayward over to cut it off. He's got a great arm with 7 assists this year, so Desmond stops at first. And 3 of the last 4 Nationals have hit safely.
And everybody that's put the ball in play today, offensively, 4 of 6 hitters have hit it right on the screws off Ben Sheets. And Harper struck out, LaRose struck out, but you see the reaction from Ben Sheets.
Well, he can't be mad at anybody but himself.
Now, Lumbo with the line drive to start it up. Zimmerman, solid single. Moore, solid single. Desmond, solid single.
And up and away to Danny Espinosa, who's 9 for his last 29. And his batting average is on a march toward the .250 mark right now.
And Ian Desmond, probably the most clutch Nationals hitter in the first half. And I know it's early in the second half, but you could make that same argument for Danny Espinosa in the box. We've gotten some big hits here in this homestand late.
Desmond started, then stopped on a swing and a miss, 1-1.
Yeah, it might be a very simplistic philosophy about today's doubleheader, but whatever starting pitcher goes deepest into this first game, you know, that team has a serious advantage, not just in game 1, but in game 2 as well, when you talk about, you know, how extended both bullpens are.
Yep.
And I think that's why Edwin Jackson's the right man for the job today. He's an innings eater. He's a guy that's not afraid. Freddie Gonzalez said before the game he'll use Medlin, Venters, or Kimbrel as a closer today.
Desmond got a great jump, and then it was a breaking ball, and he swipes his 15th of the year. And Ian Desmond is playing some serious baseball right now.
I tried to go on the first pitch, didn't get the jump that he got right there. You see the no look, and that means that's a straight steal all the way.
Late spikes first slide, love it.
And just hanging on to that base by a thread.
Infielders do not like guys coming in like that. Espinosa off speed, strikes out. Third K for Ben Sheets. Jesus Flores is next. You can ignite your attitude with Nationals tickets. There are single game tickets for lots of ball games available, some of those as low as $10. So stop by nationals.com/tickets and check it out. And if you're home and you want to come on down tonight, check it out for tonight's game. There are still some seats available. It is going to be a big house tonight with the post-game concert. Jesus Flores hitting .231. That was a big out for Sheets, who now takes on 8 and 9. And a good take by Jesus on the first pitch to get the count ahead. $17 RBIs. Dan Uggla hanging within about 8 feet of the bag to keep Ian Desmond from getting too big of a lead. If the Braves don't pay any attention to Desmond, he'll get to third base with 1 out. 2-0.
It's not like you can completely pitch around Jesus Flores right here in the 8th spot. You get Edwin Jackson up there with runners on first and second, 1 out. Bunt 2 guys along for the hot-hitting Steve Lombardozzi. Give him a chance to drive in some more runs.
Breaking ball is in there. A count that he likes a lot this year. Jammed, pops it up. Freeman right at the barrier, and he doesn't make the play. It looked like he kept drifting with that ball, FP, instead of maybe getting himself over there.
We talk about Carp checking the fence and taking a little peek. I don't know if Freddie Freeman did that. You see his head up in the air the whole time. And we always point out when infielders close to the rail or outfielders close to the fence take that little sneak peek away from the ball to see where they're at. Freddie Freeman kept his head on the baseball the whole time, and he lost track of where the fence was. When a ball hit that high, you got plenty of time to just take a little sneak peek and see where the wall is.
Desmond running, and Flores flies it to right, so Ian will have to return. He had a great jump, too. But on 2-2, you got to be swinging. And it'll be up to Edwin Jackson now. I like the thought, though. I mean, the guy just missed a play, so you try to take advantage immediately. But on that kind of account, Flores has to be hacking. Edwin Jackson has 7 career RBIs. He is still looking for his first as a Washington Nationals hitter. Two and 0. And Sheets will throw it in there. Sheets had 19 pitches, 12 strikes in the first inning. 14 more here. Edwin had a pretty good rip on a pitch away, and the count's even.
Might get that curveball right here in a 2-2 count.
Jackson gets a big piece of that one, and Michael Bourne is under it about 375 feet away. The Nats a leadoff single. They've had 3 hits, stranding 3. Braves lead on the McCann home run. His third inning. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Christina with our sideline report. You okay down there?
I'm hanging in there. The rain's still coming down, but it's all good. I talked to Edwin Jackson this week about what he's been focusing on since his last outing, and he said it's just about getting into a rhythm. He said it was a little out of sync last time, and the more he's been getting into things and working with his catchers, he's been able to get that comfortable feeling on the mound and go out there and pound the zone early on, which was his plan facing the Braves the first time this season, and go out out there and attack the strike zone early on. I also talked to Edwin about how sometimes in the bullpen he can feel great before the game and go out and have an okay outing, and other times he can feel just okay in the bullpen and go out and have a great outing. So it comes down to really not knowing what kind of rhythm he's going to get into until that first pitch is done and he gets into the game.
Well, thank you, Christina. And evidently trying to get out there for the third inning and unable to continue is Bryce Harper.
And Roger Bernardina goes into center field. Let's check it out. It was a base hit bunt attempt. He jabbed at it, got the foul ball off his left ankle, right above the top of his shoe. And he hobbled around for a few minutes, tried to shake it off, played another inning, but it's a no-go for Bryce.
And, of course, no ball club needs an injury like that in the first inning of a doubleheader day. So hopefully Bryce will be able to keep the swelling down and feel okay by tonight, but who knows? Maybe by coming out here, he'll be okay this evening.
Well, you'd hope so. And just looking at where it hit him, and after getting hit by a million pitches and kind of knowing the spots to be hit and not be hit, even though that was a foul ball, there's a lot of meat there in the front of the ankle. I mean, there's not a lot of bone. The bone is on the sides, right? So you just keep your fingers crossed. I'm sure they'll take some x-rays right now and see how that thing is.
Ben Sheets 0 for 1 with a walk this year. In his career, 12 RBIs, 0.78 the career batting average. Edwin Jackson has 4 strikeouts as he wraps up his first time around the batting order. Top of the order with Michael Bourne. And a right side two-hopper. Adam LaRoche will be able to do it himself. 4 straight since the McCann home run retired. A lot of folks up underneath the cover in the rain here. Started raining just after first pitch. Starting off the ball game, Edwin Jackson struck out Michael Bourne swinging. Bourne now 4 for 10 career against him. Third in the league in hits and in runs, which is really the most important stat for a leadoff man. How many times he touches home plate. Andrew McCutchen 65, Carlos Gonzalez 64, Bourne 63, but not this time. Another play by LaRoche, 2 down. Martin Prado next. For the achiever in you, solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank. Alex Meyer just promoted to Potomac. Look at that. A 3-hit shutout for 6. And then Steven Souza also promoted to Potomac.
Nice.
Goes 2 for 4 with a ribby.
7 strikeouts, no walks. And John Phillip 2 for 4. That is nice.
That's enough to bring a marching band into the ballpark. Now, is that the definition of a bandbox when Souza gets 2 hits?
We could use one in the booth right now. I know that. Bring a band up here. Let's go. Get it rocking.
Yeah, we need a tuba. Here's Martin Prado. Struck out swinging first time, 2-0.
The wallflowers up here. Do a little rehearsal right behind us.
I'm challenging some reporter down in Woodbridge to drop a bandbox on us the first time he homers as a Potomac National. 2-0 to a dangerous hitter, Martin Prado, with Jason Hayward on deck here, top of the 3rd. Spins him out of there, didn't mean to do it, 3-0.
And we'll let you know something about Bryce as soon as we find out his condition.
until 4:05. The Braves and Nats, the Dodgers and the Mets have the baseball stage to themselves. 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, 2 ground balls here. And a drive up the middle. Prado with his 110th hit of the year. And that'll get Hayward to the plate here in the 3rd. Braves with their 2nd base hit, 3rd base runner. Hayward was their first when he walked with 2 outs in the top of the 1st. So Hayward in this series now has been on base 5 times. A lot of hitting room right side. Espinoza trying to hang in there enough to play him to pull. The good thing is 2 outs, no double play positioning needed.
And Prado with 11 steals. He's only been caught 1 time this year.
That's interesting. I mentioned those 3 guys in the Braves. Top 3 guys with 51 steals as a team. They have only 59. So it's Bourne, Prado, Hayward, and that's about it. The Nationals actually have more steals than Atlanta. Another swipe today by Ian Desmond. Washington with 67. That's 6 in the league. The Braves are 10th. Running game's been important to the Nationals lately, but they haven't done a whole lot to shut down other teams. Flores not getting a whole lot of help. His caught stealing number at 11% right now. Cholula hot sauce bringing the heat on a breaking ball here. Cutter maybe?
That might have been a slider that just stayed up. 84 miles an hour. You saw Edwin wipe off his hand on his leg after he threw it. So maybe slipped out of his hand, but he got the benefit of the call. That was a high strike.
Yeah, that's too slow for a cutter. And with the runner holding, that one's well inside. 2-1. Edwin first inning 19 pitches, then 16. And now he's at 14 here in the 3rd, about to throw his 50th pitch of the day.
And that was funny right there. Prado was actually almost diving back before Edwin threw over there. Almost like he peeked in, got the sign, and knew it was the throw over. A little bigger lead right now from Prado.
Holding and a ball out of play left side.
And the reason you say that is guys with 11 steals that have only been caught 1 time. Prado not a burner, but that just tells me he's a good base runner. He picks good pitches to go on. Yeah. Probably in 2-strike counts when he knows it's going to be off speed, or if he knows whoever's hitting is going to get a first pitch curveball, that he's a first pitch fastball hitter and they're not going to throw him one. So a veteran guy like Prado, 11 out of 12, he knows when to go.
And as a number 2 hitter, he's on base when the heart of the lineup's up there, as opposed to the leadoff guys. So you don't want to run yourself out of innings with bats ringing like these guys. Hayward commits, and he's gone. That ball was actually foul tipped into the mid of Jesus Flores. 5 Ks for Edwin Jackson. Top of the order coming up. The Nats down by 1.
Be around 1-0 Braves, bottom of the third. Let's check out the check swing. Foul tip, strike 3 from Jason Hayward. And we always wonder what is a swing, isn't a swing when you appeal it at third. But watch right here. If he didn't tip that, you appeal to Tom Hallion down at third base, and he'll probably say he didn't go. But the fact that his bat went far enough to foul it off would tell me that he did go. So if you're getting your barrel in the strike zone enough to foul a pitch off and actually make contact with it, that should be considered a swing, right?
Absolutely.
But if he didn't hit that and you appeal it, I guarantee you they would have said that he didn't go.
Yeah, it didn't look like a swing, but then he gave the little tipping signal with the tips of his fingers, the umpire did. And that's it. So that was a big strikeout. Don't have to face Freddie Freeman till the 4th inning.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of the side swing shots we get on the replay, and you say there's no way he went. Well, maybe he did if the barrel was in the strike zone enough to actually make contact with the ball.
Yeah. Lombardozzi will reach out and stroke a fly ball to right, and Hayward will just cruise over for it. We'll see Roger Bernardino now for the first time. Find out why the government turns to STGinc.com. Last 4 starts against the Nats. His team, Ben Sheets, and that's the Milwaukee Brewers, of course, winning all 4 of those with a good ERA, a good opponent's batting average. Bernardino drags a bunt, and he has a base hit.
Put it in your pocket.
Ugla never got close to beating Bernardino to the bag. That's a beautiful thing to watch right there. So Roger, in for Bryce Harper, checks in with a base hit.
Yeah, one of the Mets coaches had a stat on Bernardino the other day that said he was 7 for 16 in base hit bunt attempts this year. Make it 8 for 17. You got that kind of heat, you lay one down like that, just put it in your pocket. Some serious speed on the bases here in the third for the Nats.
Ironically, he gets a hit doing what Bryce Harper was trying to do when he hurt himself, and that's drag a bunt. So here's Ryan Zimmerman, who's totally locked in. Batting average at .267 with a ringing single to left first time up. And Bernardino, another running threat now in the lineup. 9 out of 10 this year. It's pretty impressive for a guy who doesn't play every day. Pinch hits a lot, and his chances to steal limited at times. A little bit high to Ryan. 1 ball, no strike.
So, Carp, Ben Sheets' last win was July 10th, 2010. It was against Oakland, or he was pitching for Oakland against Anaheim, excuse me. Same exact line at his win on July 15th at Turner Field against the Mets. 6 innings pitched. He gave up 2 hits, no runs. The only difference, he struck out 4 in that game.
Bernardino, he's going to go to third if he gets up. And there he goes. Brian McCann will get a throwing error on Bernardino's 10th stolen base, and the tying runs at third base with 1 out.
He's been playing so good lately, off the bench, in his spot starts, doing something to help the ball club, something to energize his ball club every time he gets in the game. So a base hit bunt, a stolen base, an error by McCann, and just like that, with a simple little trickler out in front of the plate, Roger Bernardino in a couple of pitches standing on third base with 1 out.
And the Nats are ripped 2 bags today. Here's Zimmerman on 2-0. Ball 3. They could be careful here. Probably should be. And then take on Michael Morris with a double play in order. But Zimmerman could have the green light if Ben Sheets grooves one here. He won't. Misses off the plate. Ryan takes the walk. And the Nats have first and third, 1 out, with a hot Michael Morse coming in, who singled hard his first time. So Ben Sheets, his first walk.
And how about the beast last night? One of the farthest home runs you'll ever see to left center field. You see the reaction from Hansen. He knew. And when Michael Morse was asked about that today, he was jokingly said, I didn't get all of it. Then he said, no, I got every single bit of that. 465 feet. Still going, too. And that ball hit, it was still on its way up.
Inside as Sheets falls behind now. Ben Sheets has already given up. Twice as many hits today as he did in 6 innings his last time out. He's also walked as many men, 1, as he did that day. And a big spot for Michael Morse here, who has 23 RBIs. Up and in, 2-0.
Ben Sheets has lost his release point.
You know, I don't know if something was bothering him early. Remember how upset he got when he gave off the leadoff single to Desmond in the 2nd inning? Something was not right for him at that point. That was 1 inning. A hit, a steal, and a walk ago. Morris is going to hit a double play ball right to Paul Janisch. That hurts. 2-0 pitch. And the Braves are out of the inning, and they're building some momentum in this series. Out today. Here's our Cox game summary. Brian McCann's 16th homer of the year, leading off the 2nd, giving him an 11-game hitting streak. Edwin Jackson, 51 pitches, 30 strikes. Bryce Harper bunted a ball off of his back ankle and had to leave the game.
It did have a funny sound, though, right there, listening to it one more time. You see where it gets him. You can do some serious damage when you swing and foul a ball off, but I've never seen a guy bunt a ball off his leg and leave a game, so it must have got Bryce good. We know he's tough.
Meanwhile, Jackson looking to keep things close. Harper actually went out onto the field for the top of the 3rd and then left when Bernardino replaced him. And then Roger promptly singled, stole a base, and was stranded at 3rd on the double play ball. Freddie Freeman lined out, hard to center field first time. A 1-iron that was just 8 to 10 feet off the ground all the way out there, and it was right at Harper. So Atlanta's got some hitters locked in right now, and McCann, the home run guy, is on deck. Freeman was pumping, looking for his 14th home run.
I'm trying to figure out what that pitch was from Edwin Jackson. Maybe a BP fastball, 88 miles an hour. It wasn't a slider, it wasn't a changeup, unless he just threw a really hard change.
Jams him on that one. Good pitch. Lombardozzi right there, playing over toward the line for the first out in the 4th. Edwin Jackson's retired the leadoff man 3 out of 4 times. This is the only time he didn't.
And he got a fastball in first pitch, took it for a strike, got an 0-1 fastball almost in the same exact spot. Actually, the 0-1 pitch, the one you see right there, better than the first pitch. Edwin tried to get the first fastball in. It was a 2-seamer. It ran right down the middle. And then he did get the second pitch right where he wanted to. And I don't think that Brian McCann got all of that one, but it was enough to get out of here.
Nice, snappy breaking ball. Brian McCann has now hit 15 career home runs and driven in 63 against the Nats. Change up, tailing down and away. And for McCann, his second homer against Washington this year with Dan Uggla waiting. Being careful, he goes to 3-1. Bends that one back in.
A 3-1 curveball from Edwin. Good fastball hitter, fastball count. What do? Pull the string on a curveball. Just a little get me over hammer for strike 2.
Target is inner half. And that one got Brian O'Nora on a foul tip. Mike McGowan, the assistant home trainer, out of the dugout to aid the umpire. Crew chief Tom Hallion comes in from third, and Dave Rackley's coming in from first, and Alfonso Marquez from second. Brian O'Nora gets the evening off after umpiring home plate. Dave Rackley is the other umpire they brought in, as Chad Fairchild will work the plate tonight. But right now, Mike McGowan helping out Brian O'Nora as much as he can. And by the way, the Dodgers just got 3 in the third at New York, leading Miguel Batista and the Mets 4-0. We'll wrap up this series tomorrow, 1:35 against the Braves. First 10,000 fans, 12 and under, receive a kid's t-shirt presented by the Potomac Nationals. You must enter through the center field gates to receive that promo item. Nationals.com/tickets. Some restrictions apply. Strasburg, Gio, Jordan.
And guys, that is not funny, and you know it.
3-2 pitch with one out again. And McCann takes the walk. Second issued by Edwin today. That'll bring in Dan Uggla.
Yeah, talking to the Braves people, Uggla in pull mode, but he got a couple of knocks the other way in the first game of this series. And we've seen that. When he's going good, he hits the ball to all fields. And sometimes he gets a little too pull happy, trying to yank homers. And that's when the trouble comes. You establish that heater in, then you go slider away.
So there's the career matchup number after Uggla struck out for the first out in the second inning. That's a backup breaking ball that Flores seemed to catch right behind Dan Uggla. Who this year has hit a homer, 4 RBIs against the Nats. 20 homers in his career with 73 RBIs. Second only on the Braves to Chipper Jones. And that, of course, goes back to Uggla's days with Florida as well. 2 balls, no strikes. He took a big swing. Second time Edwin's thrown him a 2-0 breaking ball today.
And that's what I'm talking about. Uggla 2-0 count in pull mode right here. Watch the front shoulder fly. He's thinking fastball. Kind of sitting on his backside. Front side flies open. A little lift in his swing. He's thinking jack, and he got a slider that broke away.
Yeah, now that's the definition of an uppercut right there. Uggla made an offer, held up 3-1. Third baseman Juan Francisco absolutely robbed of a hit by Ian Desmond. First time up. Short lead by McCann. Uggla fouls it off his foot.
You could just see with Uggla right now, his first move with his front shoulder is almost to the Braves dugout. He's thinking pull, obviously ahead in the count, trying to do damage, but Edwin sees that, Jesus sees that, Steve McCatty, Davey Johnson, everybody looking at video before this series. That's a classic front side leak, a guy that's looking to pull every single pitch. Either throw him soft or either throw him away.
And a 3-2, he throws it by him. 92 miles an hour. And that strikeout number 6 for Edwin Jackson. Uggla twice today.
Yeah, probably set up by the off speed before, but watch the location of this fastball. Outer third of the plate. Uggla looking for it, inner third. And you see where the head goes, the front side, the shoulder. Tough to stay on that pitch when it's on the outer third.
Uggla has struck out 108 times this year. Milwaukee's Ricky Weeks, the only man more, at 110. There's Juan Francisco, who hit that flare into left center. And Ian Desmond proved you can outrun the ball if it stays up there long enough. An amazing play going away from the infield. That guy could be an outfielder. He could play anywhere on this field with that athletic ability.
Be a wide receiver, too, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Point guard in basketball, you name it.
Probably be a central defender in the World Cup. No balls and 1 strike. Well, you're talking about playing a guy to pull. Michael Morse, right field. Pretty deep and toward the line over there. And then Bernardina about 5 cuts of the grass toward right center. Juan Francisco's hit 7 home runs. Doesn't play that much. 0-2. And Edwin leaves it outside. "19 pitches in this inning already. Swing and a miss. The strikeout touch for Edwin Jackson today. 7 on the day in a 1-0 game. trying to get it down the stretch from the outside lane, and George reaches out to take the tape. Do those guys love the president's race or not? We think that's what they're cheering for. Well, tonight it's John Lennon at 7:05 against Randall Delgado of the Braves. And then we'll wrap up the series tomorrow. DC 50 will hop on the Nats train, and it'll be Ross Detweiler and Jair Jurgens before the Nats head on to New York. And according to the rotation, at Citi Field, they'll have Jordan Zimmerman, Gio Gonzalez, and Steven Strasburg going in those 3 games. And the Mets DL'd today Johan Santana, who would have pitched against Strasburg on Friday. Or, pardon me, Wednesday, having pitched on Friday. And the Mets are saying that Santana has, what, a bad ankle? Interesting. Yeah, he's not been the same since the no-hitter, has he?
No, Terry Collins said he had to give him some rest, whether it was going to be a DL stent and miss 2 starts or just have him miss a start. So they obviously opted for the DL, trying to get his arm fresh again, but he hasn't been the same since that no-hitter, like you said.
2-1 to Adam LaRoche, and he takes one outside. Nats need base runners. Down by a run, they've had their chances, stranding 4 runners so far in the double play last inning. That was huge. Now LaRoche is aboard. Second time the leadoff man has gone to first base. Second walk by Ben Sheets.
That's funny, the way this team's been swinging the bats recently. Every single inning feels like it's the middle of the order. You know, whether it's LaRoche, Desmond, Espinoza, or Harper, Zimmerman, Morse, it doesn't really matter. All these guys seem to be locked in at the same time.
Ian Desmond, opposite field, base hit first time. Takes a breaking ball, but it's hanging up in center for Michael Bourne. So he was first pitch hacking, and Sheets did not give him a heater. Danny Espinoza last night, bottom of the 9th.
1-0 count off Craig Kimbrell. First pitch slider down and in. Second pitch fastball in the outer half. Pretty well located pitch from Kimbrell. I mean, you want to make guys with pop beat you the other way. He supplied the power. And Danny Espinoza, with one swing of the bat, lit up the dugout, lit up this crowd, and tied the game at 10.
Only the second homer given up by Kimbrell, and only his second blown save of the year. Espinoza hits a double play ball. Doing that one himself, Paul Janisch, and the Nats are gone quickly in the bottom of the 4th inning after the leadoff walk. Our DynCorp International Troop Recognition. At DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And we applaud you, sir, as you applaud them. Edwin Jackson, 72 pitches, 41 strikes through 3. And up into the clubhouse for a while, and now back out on the field is Brian Onora, who waves off his buddies and says, I'm okay.
Hey, he's still trying to regroup from that foul ball.
Alfonso Marquez helping him out there.
Foul tips have been deadly here in game one.
Tough time of the year for umpires too. Now today's a really pleasant, cool day. I mean, the rain's made it a little less than ideal out there, but the temperature's great. But I mean, these guys during the summer, they're out there with no dugout to go to every half inning.
I thought they did a good job last night of playing through that game, and the rain wasn't a factor. You didn't see anybody slip. Nobody threw a bat. And decided to play through a steady rain and get that game in with a doubleheader looming today.
Paul Janisch, the number 8 man, leads off for the Braves in the top of the 5th.
And we saw a game last homestand where the tarp was put on for a good hour and it didn't even rain.
Yeah, and that was at the beginning of a game. So I think what happens there, FP, is ball clubs and baseball these days more careful when it comes to warming up the starters to start a game in a situation like that, because they don't want them to stop. I guess once they get out there, everything's okay. But man, when that rain comes before the game, they are really reluctant to pull the tarp unless they know they're going to play. All these clubs investing so much money in starting pitchers. Janisch might be thinking too here. Lombardozzi comes up and didn't have to throw the first time because Janisch stopped. So he did everything right by pressing the issue, and Lombardozzi got to the ball quickly. Now they can bunt with Ben Sheets, who is a good bunter. He has 42 career sacrifice bunts.
He did such a nice job of getting over to that ball. Ian Desmond was conceding a double. He was lining up to third base. And that's why Lombardozzi double pumped. He saw his cutoff man kind of floating to third. Then he threw it into second base. But just the fact that he got to that ball so quick stopped Janisch from going to second. That's a nice play.
Ben Sheets squares early, wiggles the bat, and takes a stab at it.
This is where if you're a pitcher throwing to another pitcher in an obvious sacrifice situation, if he chases ball one and goes after an obvious ball, you don't have to throw a strike right here. Maybe climb the ladder and see if he'll bunt at a high fastball. If he pulls back, then you throw a strike. If not, keep throwing balls until he shows you he wants to bunt a strike.
He'll bunt it in the air. Adam LaRoche will dive and grab it. And Janisch, good base running job, scrambling back to the bag. Adam LaRoche going horizontal to grab that one.
You got a guy that's going to be aggressive with the bunt and show you that he's not going to wait for a strike. Just go ahead and throw him a high fastball. Maybe he'll pop it up, and maybe your first baseman will make an unbelievable play, selling out, diving, parallel to the ground, catch for the first out here in the fifth.
I was going to say Adam LaRoche went Keith Hernandez on us, but he went Adam LaRoche. Such a great first baseman. We haven't seen that part of his repertoire, the headlong dive on a play like that, and that was outstanding. Here's Bourne, who has struck out and bounced out to LaRoche. Janisch with a short lead and a throw anyway. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. The Braves have hit into 73 double plays this year, but Michael Bourne not a single one.
He's due.
Right over the mound and up the middle. Janisch digging for third. Here's a play. He is out at the bag. Bernardina guns him down. Bourne ends up at second, 2 outs.
A pretty aggressive base runner right there by Giannis. Based on one thing, the speed of the ball hit by Michael Bourne. You know, if that's just a routine ground ball up the middle, yeah, maybe you can go first to third, but that ball was hit. Bernardina charges it hard. And maybe with a 1-0 lead, he's thinking, I'm going to make something happen. But a great throw from the Shark to cut down Giannis at third. Good tag by Zim. Very close at third. And heads up base running on the back end. Michael Bourne getting into scoring position.
You know, the ball beat him, but I'm not so sure that Zimmerman tagged him before his foot hit the bag. But more often than not, when the ball beats the runner, the umpires will give you the call, and Tom Hallion did.
Yeah, with the naked eye, in real speed, I thought he was out. But after 4 replays in an Exmo, you know, maybe he was safe. But like you said, the throw beat him by a good step.
And Zimmerman swiped it and sold it well. I think the bottom line there is it's not a good base running play with Martin Prado and Jason Hayward coming up. And the Braves a chance to punch the Nats in the nose here in the 5th inning. They did get another runner to scoring position, but that should do it for the inning as Desmond throws out Martin Prado. Roger Bernardina replaces Bryce Harper, gets a base hit, a steal, and now an assist. The Nats throwing some gloves and some arms at the Braves here.
Well, you could gain momentum by plays on defense. If this bunt is down, you know, you could argue that it would have been a run, but a great play by LaRoche, selling out right here, diving for this baseball. And then you got Roger Bernardina in center field doing a nice job of cutting down a runner. You know, Giannis makes this at second and third, 1 out. So you get that bunt down. You never know what that inning looks like. And, you know, if Giannis makes it to third, who knows? So all of a sudden, just because of a couple of really good defensive plays, you think if you're in the first base dugout that you have all the momentum.
Jesus Flores leads off with Edwin Jackson to follow. And a fastball, a high strike up above the belt. Flores fly to right field first time. Jesus 4 for 22 in 8 ball games. Batting average down at the .230 mark now. And it's 1-2. Really the first time he's been an everyday catcher in 3 years since that injury in Arizona.
I don't know that that swing felt good for Jesus Flores. Left last night's game with a tight back and, you know, had to walk around right there and regroup after a swing and a miss.
That's a 3-hopper out to the shortstop, Paul Giannis.
He didn't get out of the box well either. The first couple of steps he's limping. He just dropped his head, and I think he's hurt. You know, watch him get out of the box right here. It was a swing and a miss. Got a sword back, so you hit a ground ball to short. Watch the first couple of steps. Yeah, that back is locking up on him. Trying to chief it out in the first game here of a doubleheader, but that is not feeling good. Anybody that's ever had a sore back knows exactly what that feels like, and it ain't fun.
Edwin Jackson hit the ball hard, flied to deep center first time. Ben Sheets pitching another solid game for the Braves today. 4-hit shutout, trying to get through 5 here. And the breaking ball is in there, 0-2. Speaking of 2, the Mets have scored a pair of runs in the bottom of the 3rd. They're still batting with runners at first and second. Ike Davis is up there, and the Dodgers lead them 4-2. 2 outs quickly here. And for Ben Sheets, his 4th strikeout. The Mets will be here just under a month from now. Yeah, they're coming back, and after the game on August 18th, Third Eye Blind with a free concert. Tickets start at $10. Nationals.com/concerts. Some restrictions apply, and a game ticket is required for you to enjoy the music after the game. Who's coming in September?
Burks Dentley.
Oh, yeah.
Dirks Bentley.
He's coming back. We talked about him for 2 months. He had to cancel, but he's coming 2 months from now.
That'd be great. September 22nd.
Lombardozzi 0 for 2. Line drive back to the pitcher and a routine fly ball to right. Ben Sheets trying to get this game into the 6th inning. And the Braves have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Target away. Sheets missing a spot. That was low and inside. And he goes 3-1. Wasn't happy with himself after that delivery. And the speed of Bernardino on deck if Lombardozzi continues the inning. Freddie Freeman with a reach to his left and out on a bang-bang play at first. So credit Ben Sheets with not ball watching while his guy made a good glove play here. The Nats are gone in the 5th, and the Braves lead by 1. The Nats and the Braves, 2 of the best defensive teams in the National League, 4th and 2nd respectively, flashing some leather and showing off some arms here today. On to the top of the 6th inning. Atlanta box score. 1 hit, resulting in a run. McCann's leadoff home run in the 2nd. Bourne and Prado have hits. Giannis has one. Couple of walks. Edwin Jackson's been very good. 79 pitches, 46 strikes. He's walked and struck out Jason Hayward. Off speed, ball 1. Zimmerman on the move as Hayward squared.
And this becomes big. We talk about third time through the lineup all the time. You know, Hayward, Freeman, McCann, Ugla, they've all seen everything that Edwin has today. And for the most part, it's all been good. Especially that pitch, the slider. And when it's good to just go straight down, there's not a lot of tilt to it, meaning it doesn't sweep into a lefty. It almost acts like a split-fingered fastball where it just goes straight down. You saw it right there.
Bringing the heat and the flavor, Cholula hot sauce with our pitch track. That's pretty close, but misses away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Freddie Freeman 0 for 2. Brian McCann a home run and a walk. The next 2 Atlanta hitters.
And see, that speeds up the 93. You know, he went, I think, curveball or slider first pitch, then slider second pitch, change up away third pitch. So what do you do on the 4th pitch? You throw 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but because of the off speed before that, it looks like 98.
And a ball driven to left center, but Bernardino is going to cruise over and grab it on the run. Looked like Jackson got in toward the trademark of Hayward's bat there. Slots, tables, and dining, the ultimate triple play. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races. Extra base hit guys. Neil Walker, Freddie Freeman, Ryan Zimmerman. Mike Trout continues to collect them for the Angels. We'll see Zimmerman in the bottom of this inning. Roger Bernardino will be the leadoff guy. Some work to take care of between now and then, and here's Freddie Freeman.
And there's that slider down and in, 86 miles an hour. Looks like a fastball, can't pick up the rotation. Serious late break.
Edwin trying to go at least 6 for the 12th time this year. And he's gone beyond 6 other times. Had him locked up there, close to a swing. Tom Hallion says no.
It probably wasn't a swing, but it gets back to the foul tip for strike 3 with Jason Hayward. And the bat might have been far enough in the zone to make contact, but that's a correct call. It wasn't a swing.
They want to stay in there, and they do.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's a guy that likes to get extended on pitches out over the plate. That's why Roger Bernardino shifted around to left center field. But you see what Edwin Jackson is doing. He's trying to tie him up with sliders and fastballs in. Don't let him get those hands out.
Swing and a miss. Buries another one. Strikeout number 8 for Edwin Jackson.
So 1 strikeout last time out against the Marlins, 8 today for Edwin. And it's been mainly with the slider. It's been good all day. Just another disappearing slider, almost like a split once again, and Freddie Freeman thinks it's going to be up, and the bottom drops out.
It required a tag on a good pick by Jesus Flores. 1 swing is the difference in this game from this man, Brian McCann. And he'll go up hacking. Ball flirting with the barrier. Zimmerman looking, and it's unreachable. Target outer edge. And he put it right where Jesus had the mitt waiting. No way to hit that one fair.
You throw that slider in, throw it in off the plate. But Brian McCann is so hot, and the bat is so fast right now. Lower half quiet, upper half very violent that he got to that pitch. You just can't keep it fair. I mean, it almost looks like he's swinging a wiffle ball bat up there right now. That's what good hitters do. That's how they look when they're locked in.
15 hits now in his 11-game streak. Oh-2. Goldman kind of looked down to his landing area when he launched that one outside. Jackson career record of 65 and 65, making his 191st career start and his 5th against the Braves. Never has had a decision against the Atlanta Ball Club. McCann reaching out and flying one to Michael Morse. Good do-ups for the Nats in the bottom of the 6th. Bernardina, Zimmerman, and Morse.
Take a couple of those up here.
How about a half dozen with some chili? Solid innings for the Nats. Washington's had some offensive opportunities today. A couple of double play balls, runners stranded, so maybe time to break through. I think we know one thing: Ben Sheets is not going to pitch a complete game in his second start in 2 years.
Yeah, 88 pitches his last time out. He's done a pretty good job today. A lot of hard hit balls right at somebody, but you talk about the double plays. I think that's been the key of this game. Roger Bernardino leading off the 6th. You'd love to get his speed on in a one-run baseball game like he did last time with that base hit bunt.
Bernardina stole a base after that bunt in the 3rd, went to 3rd, and Brian McCann threw the ball into center field. Bernardina out ahead of that off-speed pitch, and quickly 0-2 here, bottom 6. 2 hot hitters are next. Let's go inside the numbers with Kia Motors on Ben Sheets. When's he ever going to give up a run? Wow. Dependable vehicles, quality, style, and dependability. To learn more, visit kia.com. Bernardina, beautiful swing on an off-speed pitch away. That is a gorgeous thing. And Roger Bernardina's now batting up over 260 after a tough first couple of months.
The hits just keep on coming for the Shark. Now look at him stay on this curveball, let it get deep, take it out of McCann's glove, go the other way. That's a nice job of being fooled, but keeping your hands back. You see the reaction from Sheets.
Well, Bernie's doing more, and Christina has more on him.
Yeah, Bob, Bernardina's performance of late actually was a big factor in the decision to DFA Rick Ankiel this week. Mike Rizzo talked about what a valuable asset he's been off the bench. I talked to Roger about his success off the bench lately, and he gives a lot of credit to Mark DeRosa because DeRosa told him to simply get a smaller bat, and he did so. And ever since then, he said it's been working out for him. DeRosa always a guy to turn to as a veteran on this club, and it's helped Roger Bernardina out a lot.
Well, we've been watching this young man for years. He's been in the organization longer than any other player. So much potential. And Zimmerman was serious about that first swing, wasn't he?
They got something up, fouled it straight back, was all over it.
Not a big lead. He's holding. Swing and miss to Zimmerman, 0-2. Nationals box score. A couple of hits in the first. Zimmerman and Morse. Desmond in the second. Bunt by Bernardina in the third. The line drive here in the sixth. So he has the last two Washington hits. Roger, by the way, signed at the age of 17 out of Curacao 11 years ago. Long-time organization guy. Zimmerman out of play right side.
I don't think Ben Sheets was happy with that 0-2 pitch. He got away with one. You saw him talking to himself after he threw it. I don't think he wanted that location. Fastball from Sheets. Watch where it was. 0-2 pitch right down the middle. Yeah, that'll have you talking to yourself.
Johnny Venters reactivated today by the Braves when they put Matt Diaz on the DL. Zimmerman's out right on the corner. Maybe Ben Sheets' best pitch of the day after one of his worst. Strikeout number 5.
Yeah, he got mad at himself, walked around the mound and made a perfect 0-2 pitch.
That's big. Michael Morse is next. Sheets 6'4", 3'd him last time.
Yeah, McCann going to go over what they want to do to the Beast right now. You know, what do you want to throw him? You got him on the ground last time. Let's do that again. Maybe concentrate more on him and have the focus be on a really good hitter than the base runner at first base. We've seen a lot of times with Roger on first this year where the pitcher starts to think about him more than the hitter. And that's when you get something good to hit.
Well, I hope he doesn't mean what he just gestured to the shortstop, that I'm going to throw a ground ball right to you. Took a little look there and a gesture to Paul Janisch.
Well, that just means I got you on a double play, that he's going to throw a comebacker to Janisch. And pitchers do that all the time. They look at which middle infielder is going to cover on a comebacker.
That's inside. Because they're at double play depth, Morse has a little more hitting room through the right side than he usually does. But when Michael's going well, he really hits the ball up the middle a lot. Ugla really cheating toward the bag.
I like it when he hits it in restaurants.
And we'd settle for a bullpen. 2-0 now. This is the count on which he hit the double play ball 3 innings ago. Sheets was having a problem at that time. 2 on, 1 out. Runners were at first and third when he got that chopper to short.
Bernardina has a bigger lead, not going.
Ball 3 way outside. Adam LaRoche, 0 for 1 with a walk, is next.
This might be the greenest light in the history of baseball right here for Michael Morse.
Bernardina moving. Ball 4, 2 on, 1 out. And for Ben Sheets, his 3rd walk of the day.
And decision time for Freddie Garcia. Freddie Gonzalez. Yeah, looks like Venters is ready. Brian McCann going to go out there, maybe by a couple more seconds, or go over what they're going to do to LaRoche.
Big gap in right center.
He had Venters up to face LaRoche.
Interesting.
He sat Venters down. And he's sticking with his starter.
And now maybe Durbin for Desmond. Chad Durbin, 5th major league save last night. LaRoche will take that ball, and it drops to the outside corner. Bernardina had made a move off second. Hope he didn't distract the hitter too much with that. A lot of hitters don't want runners jumping around a whole lot at second base. 0-2 now. He wanted it up, did McCann, and that's where he got it. Game situation here, bottom of the 6th. Desmond on deck. 2 on, 1 out in a 1-0 game. Way outside.
0-2 to a 2-2. Got it back to even.
And LaRoche took a big-time rip. Man, that's at least 3 pitches this inning to Zimmerman and LaRoche. Should have been center cut and fouled off.
And the one thing both of those pitches have had in common, they're with 2 strikes. Both hitters in battle mode trying to protect.
Adam LaRoche drafted by the Braves 12 years ago, and they strike him out here. Ben Sheets with the strikeout touch when needed here in the 6th. Will he face Ian Desmond? Looks like he stays.
I'm going to check out how he pitched Adam LaRoche. This sequence. A little slider first pitch, backdoor curveball, got the call. Elevated fastball. And he tries to backdoor the curveball again. That one got loose. And there was the pitch right there in a 2-strike count. Then a nasty curveball after the fastball in.
And it's up to Mr. Clutch, Ian Desmond. You've talked about this all season, how he has picked up his teammates with 2 out RBIs. He went up first pitch swinging last time on a breaking ball, fly to center. Hard hit single right center, first time up.
That might have been a cross-up. Looked like McCann was reaching across, maybe for a curveball. Let's check out what the pitch was. Watch McCann's reaction. He got an 87-mile-an-hour 2-seamer, and he was reaching down there for that slider on the outer half, and it just stayed up. That gets by him. He got the go-ahead run on second base.
What does Desmond get here on 2-0? Such a good fastball hitter. He got one, and he was late for it. Ball game nearing the 2-hour mark as we reach the 3 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park. Well pitched, well played on both sides. Great defense in this 1-0 game. As the Braves are trying to win the first 2 of the series, and Nats trying to get back even with John Lennon going at 7:05 tonight. Three and 1. Left-handed hitter on deck in Danny Espinoza. And I just say that because Johnny Venters took a seat in the bullpen. And now on 3 and 2, the Nats will have some speed moving on the bases. Trent Jewett checks in with Michael Morse to make sure he gets a big lead. Freddie Freeman playing well behind him. Not even in your picture there, so Michael can get a great head start. We'll do it again.
I might have chased ball 4 right there, but we've seen Ian Desmond get on top of that high fastball before. Likes the fastball around letter high.
Nats down by a run, trying to battle back here in the 6th. And Desmond will pop it up to center. That will be runners stranded number 5 and 6 today. Ben Sheets, how about him? 12 scoreless innings as an Atlanta Brave. Today on our Cox game summary, it's all about one swing by Brian McCann. Bryce Harper injured early. We hope he's okay for tonight. No report on the ankle yet other than it's sore, and we knew that. And Edwin Jackson, 6 very good innings for the Nats on 93 pitches.
And Edwin Jackson's been doing a great job all day. Ben Sheets, 12 scoreless innings upon his return to the big leagues, but Edwin Jackson has been every bit as good today. The slider has been the pitch. It's been there every single time he's needed it. Throwing it for strikes, throwing it for balls when he wants to, getting chase pitches, swinging misses, and the fastball's been good too.
Ugla, Francisco, and Yanish, and if the inning goes beyond that, we think Ben Sheets will be pinch hit for. They're warming up Chris Medlin, and he was getting handshakes. How about that pickup? 2 games, 6 innings each time, no runs. Ben Sheets, is he back? He was 12-5 and 13-9 for the Brewers in 07 and 08 before the injuries came. 20 starts, 4-9 for Oakland, and 10, and then hadn't been back in the big leagues since.
Yeah, I'd say he's back. 12 scoreless innings.
Nats got 4 hits off him in the first 3 innings, plus a walk. Never could plate any runs. Gives up 5 hits today. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. 2 double play balls. Huge. Saved him 2 handfuls of pitches. Dan Ugla striking out twice today. Still looking for his first career knock against Edwin Jackson.
Edwin Jackson doing a couple of things besides keeping his team in the ball game today. He's keeping that bullpen from getting loose. We talked about it earlier. Right man, the right spot after you use a lot of pitchers the night before.
Yeah, and a lot of guys in very stressful situations last night. Every pitch, man, that game to a certain point, riding on every single delivery the bullpen threw, and that's tough.
That's tough, but that's how it's going to be the rest of the way, especially in your division.
Christina with more on availability for today and tonight.
Bob, after a long night for the bullpen last night, Davey Johnson said today that everyone is available to pitch. The only person he had hesitation with was Craig Stammen because he likes to give him a little bit more than just a day after pitching 3 or 4 innings. But the mentality of the guys he used last night, Davey says all of them can go back to back this time of year. They have to, and Davey talked about how he's not been pleased with the way he's had to set up the last month or so, and that was part of the problem. It led to last night's problem. He said he's been going with the best scenario rather than what's best in the long haul, and he said his task going forward with all the pieces here now is to put the bullpen back in some semblance of order and use it that way.
Stammen over 60 pitches Thursday night. Michael Gonzalez over 30 last night. And he hinted that he'd like to stay away from Gonzalez for a while as well. Ugla, swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout today for Ugla. Edwin Jackson's 9th. And he'll face Juan Francisco.
Yeah, look at the pitch. I think this was a slider up. Just kind of stayed up there, a little cement mixer, but sometimes those are the best pitches. Ugla thinking it's going to break down. It stays up, and he swings under it.
So Juan Francisco is next. Edwin Jackson ties his season high with 9 strikeouts. His career best is 13. And I think you knew when that was. Way back when in the no-hitter. Jackson trying to go 7 innings or more for the 7th time this year. He's due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 7th. Counts even 1-1. Dodgers have picked up a run in the 4th at New York. They're now hitting in the top of the 5th, leading the Mets 5-2. On a ball sitting up, Francisco hits it hard. That's the Braves' first base hit since Michael Bourne in the 5th. 1 on, 1 out. Take the Nats with you everywhere you go when you're out of market. It's MLB.tv. Visit Nationals.com to get more details and to order. Every game live online on your favorite device, HD quality. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
9 Ks. Season high for Jackson, like you just said. Eric Hinsky on deck for the Braves. But he's done it mostly with his slider. And we've watched him all day kind of wipe his hands after every pitch on his pants. It's been a very humid day here, lots of rain. But he's had such a good grip on that slider, such tight spin, good rotation. And you see him wiping again. It's hard to keep your hands dry when it's this moist out. But he obviously found a way to make it work. See the back of his pants, all the dirt. Trying to keep that good grip. That's a combination of some rosin, some dirt from the baseball, some dirt from the ground. Keep that hand dry and spin that slider in there.
Giannis 1 for 2, strikeout, base hit, thrown out at 3rd. Trying to go first to 3rd on a Bourne base hit. And that ball gets away from Jesus Flores. On a wild pitch, Francisco at 2nd, 1 out.
Yeah, this is a serious ricochet right here. Little short hop. I think that got Flo in the left shoulder. Does it really matter at this point where it gets him? Pick a spot.
And that's 2-0. Most pitches this year, 110 against the Yankees in a 4-1 loss, and that was only 6 innings. And he's beyond that today. He bounces another one, 3-0. I see Jim Lett walking toward the bullpen phone. He usually does that when he thinks it's about to ring, and he's usually pretty accurate with that.
Well, he knows when it's going to ring and who it's ringing for before it rings.
Yeah, bullpen coaches do a whole lot more than just hand baseballs to guys. Giannis takes a 3-0 pitch in there. Braves on top 1-0. Well, this afternoon's going. Another run would be huge for them. High strike, 3-2.
I think it was so high that Jesus Flores thought it was ball 4. Usually he'll stick with the pitch till the bitter end. I think on that one he felt like it was up. You come out of your squat to catch a fastball, you're not really thinking it's going to be a strike. He'll take it.
Yeah, then you act like you knew it all the way and just toss it back to the pitcher.
Yeah, it's right down the middle.
3-2 now. And a drive to center. Bernardina, little jab step, and straight back he goes. Runner will be tagging. Francisco to third base, 2 outs. With Eric Hinsky coming in. Go to OCOcean.com. Click on Summer of Thanks for special deals and discounts this day in history. From Ocean City, Maryland, Vladimir Guerrero broke Andre Dawson's Expos club record on this date in '03.
I'll guarantee you, he swung at a ball.
I was just going to ask you, you think it was a strike?
It was probably over his head, and he hit it the other way. There's the hawk.
I laugh every time I think about that new commercial he and Kerry Wood are in, where Kerry Wood's finding all kind of debris in the ivy at Wrigley Field, and he pulls Andre Dawson out of there, who says, "What year is it?" That's pretty good.
That's great.
Didn't know the hawk was a hawkster on the air. That's really good stuff.
The only thing Andre Dawson and I have in common is we both left our knees in Montreal on the turf.
Didn't Tony Bennett say? No, that was San Francisco.
I'll tell you what, big at-bat right here for Eric Hinsky. But if Edwin Jackson can find a way to get out of this one, he deserves some kind of standing ovation for the effort he's put forth here today.
Had him out ahead of that one. First pitch changeup, 86. We know Hinsky's a better pinch hitter than he's been this year. Michael Gonzalez is up after a long 2 innings last night. Hinsky 5 for 32 with 3 pinch RBIs this year. Pulls the string again, 1 mile an hour quicker.
Change up, change up.
And you might ask, well, what's he changing up off of? Well, he's changing up off of what Eric Hinsky's been watching from the dugout for 6 innings.
He's saying to himself right now, he's thrown 3 changeups all day, and I've seen 2 of them.
Look at that career matchup. Swing and a tapper. LaRoche is right there. 7 great innings by Edwin Jackson. 1 run on only 5 hits. Now his teammates need to bail him out and get him some runs. 1-0 at the stretch. W.B. Mason. And you know what I'm going to ask you now? Who but W.B. Mason? On to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Nats. It seems like it's more than 1-0, but it really isn't. Espinosa, Flores, and a pinch hitter coming up. And tonight, Randall Delgado. Nats haven't seen a whole lot of him. He is 0-4 in his last 5 starts. And here's John Lennon. First start for the Nats. 122 of them over 4 years. John led the staff in wins with 10 last year. When he went 10-13 with a 3.70 ERA, he took the ball 33 times last year. I just hope that the Nats can come back and win this one. We were talking about this with a couple of guys in the clubhouse this morning, so that John Lannon doesn't feel the burden of the ball club on his shoulders, feeling like he has to go out and do something special tonight. Just do your job, and if the Nats can take this one, that makes it a little bit better. Chris Medlin pitched a scoreless 8th inning with 2 strikeouts last night, striking out Zimmerman and Morse. Braves bullpen, we haven't even talked about them. Last night, after the early disaster with Tommy Henson, the Braves bullpen kept that game reasonable to give them a chance to come back the rest of the night. Here's Danny Espinosa.
And Danny be seeing a fastball, slider, curveball change combo from Medlin.
AT&T fact of the game on Danny Espinosa. How about that? Only the Yankees with Jeter and Cano have hit more homers than Desmond and Espinosa. Up the middle, base hit. Hey, it didn't hit a pitcher and deflect to anybody. Nats had their leadoff man on. That was kind of weird. Dan Uggla was very slow moving to that ball, almost as if he expected it to hit the mound and come toward him.
Tyler Moore moves into the on-deck circle, and you wonder if Davey Johnson is going to bunt Jesus Flores. Leadoff man on here in the 7th, 1-0 Braves. He got good speed at first base.
And they say play to tie it home because you've always got the last at bat. This will be interesting. Jesus Flores, 2 sacrifice bunts this year, and that's bad. It's also a double play.
And that hurts. You see Espinosa with a little jab step. Ball goes up. You got to go back as a base runner. That little step towards second base on the pop-up bunt turns into a double play.
The 3rd the Nats have hit into today.
And the number 1 rule as a base runner is you have to see the ball down on the ground before you leave. You let the bunt get you to second base, not your speed, and right there, that little jab step. And even with the speed of Espinosa, he tried to get back, but Flores bunted it so hard it was almost a line drive right back to the pitcher.
Tyler Morris, a pinch hitter, 2 for 9 with an RBI. He bats for Edwin Jackson. Man, it's hard to find anything that's gone right for the Nats since the 5th inning last night. Edwin Jackson went right for him today. That's 2-1 now. Edwin Jackson walked a couple, struck out 9. 1 run on 5 hits in 7 outstanding innings. Moore takes the strike, 2-2. 111 pitches, 68 strikes for Edwin. And a 2-2 now. Moore pulls it. Fair ball, Francisco. Braves are playing some good baseball, feeling pretty good after last night. And it's the 8th inning coming up in a 1-0 game still. On to the 8th inning. And the Nats will be into their bullpen in a moment. Single game tickets are available for upcoming games. You can check out the website, nationals.com/tickets, and they start at just $10. This call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS store, and we love the logistics. Henry Rodriguez gets the call here to keep this a 1-0 game. 31st appearance with a .450 ERA. 29 strikeouts in 26 innings, but 16 walks.
And he'll face the top of the Braves order with that fastball curve change combination. Fastball in the upper 90s. But he's been doing a nice job since returning off the disabled list, throwing lots of strikes.
Well played game defensively on both sides. Great range here by Desmond.
Yeah, in traffic too. Lombardozzi coming hard. Desmond makes a nice over the shoulder catch. And then how about this play by LaRoche? This is when you're thinking, okay, this might turn the momentum around a little bit. Some good plays being made all over the place. And how about Roger Bernardino and the days he's having? They're doing a good job off the bench, and once again comes in for Bryce Harper. Couple of hits, big play in center field, stolen base on top of it.
Michael Bourne career 2 for 3 against Henry Rodriguez. 97 for a strike. Thursday against the Mets, a scoreless inning and a third for the fireballer. Came in the 7th. Got Josh Tolley in a grounder, and then a pop-up and 2 more grounders in the 8th. Oh, 2. That was a good breaking ball, diving.
Yeah, you get strike 1 if you're Rodriguez. It gives you a chance to get to your other pitches. And did he go? It looked like he went pretty far. And there's the changeup at 92 miles an hour.
So he's thrown all of his pitches in or very close to the strike zone here. Well, time will tell if these non-pressure situations are what Henry thrives on. Doesn't get the call, and again he's close. But the Nats desperately want him to experience success and get confidence so he can again become at least a, if not back into the bullpen guy, somebody who helps you get there. Desmond can't reach that one. Sharply hit. Michael Bourne 2 for 4, and you know what's going to be on his mind now. Stolen base number 27. Braves up by a run. They've won the first game of the series. They can press the issue here.
Well, that's why I think this may be a pressure situation for Henry Rodriguez, trying to keep it at a 1-0 ball game. And the top of the order due up in the 8th for the Nationals. So if he can keep it right there, we've seen it all year long. You just feel like it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. But now with Bourne on and Henry being so slow to the plate, very deliberate out of the stretch, you would think he'd be off to the races very early sometime in this count.
Had a short lead. He was expecting a throw. Gave Terry Pendleton a chance to look down at his stopwatch. Look at that jump. Surprised Flores even threw it, and then Desmond had to keep it out of center field. 27 for Michael Bourne, second in the league in steals.
A great jump, and you see the long delivery by Henry, and there was no chance. And Jesus Flores doing whatever he can, just kind of an emergency throw to second base, but once again that base was stolen off Henry Rodriguez.
Martin Prado 1 for 3 today. Only D. Gordon of the Dodgers more steals than Bourne. And Prado misfires on a bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's tough to bunt a fastball that's in the upper 90s. You got to catch it with your bat. You got to deaden it, and you want the first bounce to be in the dirt in front of home plate. But when you have the speed of Michael Bourne on second base, you don't have to be too fine with it. Just get it on the ground.
Prado only 2 sacrifice bunts on the year, so he isn't called upon to do this very often because he's such a good hitter, but that's really no excuse.
He's frustrated with the first 2 attempts, and sometimes you see guys do it with 2 strikes that failed to get it down.
Low and inside with a fastball. Well, the big power part of the lineup now is waiting. Hayward, Freeman. And a breaking ball that Prado does a dance and a reach to stay alive. Just got a piece.
And just to give you kind of an example of what Henry is to the plate, he's a 1-5. And if you remember early in the season, we talked about times to home and what good base runners are when they start their motion at first base till they get to the base. Michael Bourne's about a 3-2, 3-3 once he starts his steal. And Henry Rodriguez a 1-5 to the plate. You add that to Jesus Flores' throwing time down there, about 2.0. And that turns out to be 3.5, and he's a 3-2. He'll steal that base every single time. 3-2, 3-3, that's what the above average base runners are, and you could make a case that Michael Bourne may be the fastest guy, the fastest base stealer in the National League. So basically, you know, if you're a 1-5, 1-6 to the plate, the catcher has no chance against the speed of Michael Bourne.
Breaking ball, and Prado stays with it.
And a pretty good fight right now from Prado. Frustrated that he didn't get the 2 bunts down in a 2-strike count. Still trying to push the ball to the right side to advance Michael Bourne.
A disruptor is born. Single to lead off the inning. Stole second easily. Prado desperately trying to get him to third. Now the count's full. Three-2 again. And he walked it after being ahead 0-2. Hayward and Freeman, lefties, the next 2 hitters. Jason Hayward today, a walk in the first inning, 0 for 2 since. Runners are going. And that's a double steal.
I mean, there was no attention paid to Michael Bourne at second base right there by Henry Rodriguez. And not even a look back. He was bouncing around, got a great jump. He picked up his foot, and he was gone. Now Flores trying to go back door and get the trail runner Prado, but he got just as good a jump as Michael Bourne.
Infield in now. Nobody real comfortable standing 90 feet away from Jason Hayward's bat. Zimmerman and LaRoche. And the Braves have a chance to break this thing open now.
If you got a guy with 27 stolen bases on second base, you know he's a speed guy. He just stole second base. You have to pay some sort of attention to him. You either pick up your foot and do the inside move to let him know you're thinking about him, put on a pickoff play, vary your looks, vary your times to home. But to just not look at him at all, he's going to steal third base every single time.
Wild pitch, 2-0. Another runner to third. And there are some fans booing. Three stolen bases and a wild pitch in the inning. And no catcher in baseball has a chance on a pitch like that.
Now that run was all Michael Bourne. Pretty good at bat, base hit up the middle, steals second, steals third, scores on a wild pitch.
Ryan Matthews has been up and throwing since this at bat started. And Davey may have seen enough on a count of 2-1. Hey, why not make the move before he throws another one away or walks another hitter? No problem with this whatsoever.
You're talking about a pressure situation, Carp, and I felt like it was a 1-0 baseball game. You're facing the top of a really tough order to get through. And just didn't go Henry's way today.
Rodriguez done, Matthews on. The Braves have doubled their lead now, and the rain starts to fall again in the 8th inning. Brought to you by Dodge. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer today. And by Verizon Fios Quantum Speed. Internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. From the court to the field. And the infield's in. Ryan Matthews inheriting a less than enviable situation here with a runner at third, nobody out. But Ryan does have swing and miss stuff.
Yeah, two-seam fastball, mid-90s. Slider split to go with it. And not too often you see a pitcher pulled mid-hitter, but 2-1 count right here for Jason Hayward.
Matthews misses ball 3. Martin Prado, good speed at third. That completes the walk, which is charged to Matthews. Now they say Rodriguez. Is that what he said?
I was going to say, that's not fair. If you come into a game and the guy's got 2 balls on you, you get the walk.
I think the 2 balls is the dividing line, so that'll be the second one charged to Henry.
Well, if you're Ryan Matthews right now, it's all you can do is worry about keeping the ball down and trying to get Freeman on the ground. Now, obviously, you'd like a strikeout and maybe try a double play with 1 out, but a tough situation to come into for any reliever.
Freddie Freeman has an 11-game hitting streak on the line. 2 fly balls, a strikeout today against Edwin Jackson. Ball 2. Third base Prado, first base Hayward. The Nationals have walked 12 Atlanta hitters in this series now. And a 2-1 pitch. Runner at first started, then stopped as Hayward returned. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And sometimes you see that from Ryan Matthews. He'll take a little off his 2-seamer when he needs to throw a strike. 93 right there. Good sink.
Right on the edge.
Usually sits in the mid to upper 90s. 95, 96. That one 93, almost like a changeup. Freeman out in front.
Target in. Hard hit. LaRoche, he can come home for a double play. They've got the runner hung up. Flores throws early to Zimmerman, and Ryan will run him down. Down goes the umpire. It's a 1-2-5 double play with a tag.
We just hope that Ryan's shoulder is okay. He took some kind of tumble right there into Brian O'Nora.
NFP, I think the fact that Jesus Flores threw the ball so quickly to Zimmerman rather than running him back to the bag is because Jesus is having a hard time moving around. So he was depending on Zimmerman there to complete that hot box.
Yeah, good call. And give it up to Zim at third base. And this is just playing the game hard. Good play by LaRoche, giving it up to Flores in plenty of time. And now you got yourself a rundown at third. And Ryan saying, I'm going to take this myself. Tags Prado. O'Nora goes over him. And I think this should count for a double play simply for the fact that at the end, Brian Zimmerman had the presence to tag out Brian O'Nora, too.
Will they walk Brian McCann? Yes, they will. They'll go righty-righty against Dan Uggla. So the Nats have a chance now to get out of this inning with only a 1-run deficit. Ryan Matthews has never faced Dan Uggla. but as a rule on that play, the catcher will run that runner back toward third as much as he can. And Jesus Flores, just not feeling great, had to unload that ball in a hurry.
Yeah, we saw him get out of the box a couple at-bats ago. He had trouble. But when you talk about the play of Ryan Zimmerman right here, I mean, this just kept this baseball game alive. You know, diving, getting Prado, rolling over.
The other thing Ryan did, he had the presence of mind to put the ball into his glove. Sometimes in a rundown play, a guy will forget and he'll keep the ball in his throwing hand.
Oh, you better have it in your glove if you're going to tag him with it.
Well, I've seen guys make a tag with an empty glove before. Not Ryan Zimmerman. How about that for one of the plays of the week? And here's Ugla, who has struck out 3 times today.
Now watching Ryan get up after that tumble, he just jogged back to third base. There was no, checking the inventory. He's fine. But every time he hits the dirt, especially like that, you worry about his shoulder.
Two and 0.
And see, there's that 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Matthews. Falls behind, needs a strike. Take a little off. It almost acts like a changeup.
And a 2-1 pitch. Paints the corner with 95.
A 2-0 strike, 91, 2-1 strike. Perfectly placed, 95, 4-seam fastball.
Now this will give the runners a head start. Hayward at second, McCann at first.
And we like to see that from Ryan Matthews. All heaters, 16 pitches, going right after him.
Paints the corner to end the inning. Dan Ugla strikes out 4 times today. Steve Lombardozzi coming up. Roger Bernardina, Ryan Zimmerman, and it's a 2-run game.
Lula pitching recap, and let's go right back to the top of the 8th. Ryan Matthews doing a great job out of the bullpen, and I don't know how he got out of that mess, but he did with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, perfectly placed to Dan Ugla. So Matthews bringing the heat and the flavor to the 8th inning, and that got this ballpark going.
Putting out the fire on what could have been a disastrous 8th inning. Steve Lombardozzi, another chance to extend his hitting streak. His 13-game streak is the longest by a national rookie since Ryan Zimmerman back in '06. Ryan hit in 17 straight. So he'll need a knock here to keep things going and to get the Nats going in the 8th.
Ryan Matthews keeps doing what he's been doing lately. He's going to start seeing some innings when the team is ahead very late in the game.
Back of the bullpen stuff, that guy. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lombardozzi. Chris Medlin's 2nd inning of work. Got the huge bunt double play ball off the bat of Flores last inning. Lombardozzi walks away, strike 3. Check out the Potomac Nationals. They are in business down there in Woodbridge at Fitzner Stadium. A lot of good things going on down there. Check them out on the website, PotomacNationals.com, or 703-590-2311. Freddie Freeman was playing right behind the bag at first, and then he backed up about 4 steps. Not so for the third baseman, Juan Francisco. Bernardina has dragged a bunt first base way and singled to left field. 2 for 2 since replacing the injured Bryce Harper. Medlin must have some great movement on that fastball, because left-handed batters aren't even thinking about swinging at it, and they're strikes.
It's a front door sinker. He's throwing it right at the left-handers and running it back. He threw one for strike 3 to Lombardozzi, and that one right there to Bernardina.
Had him reaching. That's what you do. You get ahead, make him hit your pitch. 2 quick outs. Zimmerman coming up. Every time a Nat hits a home run this year, $200 to the Children's National Medical Center every time the ball leaves the yard, courtesy of your Washington area Lexus dealers. Ryan Zimmerman, career 0 for 5 against Chris Medlin, who struck him out looking last night.
Should get something to drive right here in a 2-1 count.
A little late for it. 2-2. Michael Morse, if Ryan Zimmerman can keep the inning alive. And a swing, and he just got a piece of that 2-2 pitch.
Well, that's what he did last night before he hit the home run. Fouled off a bunch of tough pitches in a 3-2 count. Off-speed pitches. Yeah, 3-2 mistake that was supposed to be down and away. It ran up and in, and he shot it out of the yard.
And a 2-2 right up the middle, but that's where Dan Ugla's playing him. The Nats go in order in the 8th. It's all Atlanta, 2-0, still very much within reach. Day here in our nation's capital. Right now the scoreboard looks pretty bright for the guys from the deep south. 2-0 into the 9th inning. Washington area Toyota dealers helping children receiving medical treatment with their families at the National Institutes of Health, making a donation to the Children's NIH at $37 for every Nationals pitcher's strikeout this year. Ryan Matthews faces Juan Francisco, Paul Janisch, and most probably a pinch hitter because you know that Craig Kimbrell's dying to get back on the mound after he blew a save last night. Francisco base hit last time. He's 1 for 3. Ryan Matthews pulling off a minor miracle in the 8th inning with a double play ball and a perfectly placed strikeout pitch to keep this a 2-run game.
I'm checking out that thing he's doing in the stretch. I think that's new. I just picked that up the other night when he comes set kind of with the elbow out, peeking over his glove side. That's right here. I think that's a new addition to the repertoire for Matthews.
And a ball driven to left center. Bombardozzi playing over that way, no problem to cut it off. And Juan Francisco spelling Chipper Jones today, 2 for 4. Paul Janisch is next. We'll see if he's bunting. The Braves have 2 position players available other than their catcher, David Ross, and that's Tyler Pasternicki with Chipper Jones. And from the reaction, you know that Chipper just stepped out of the dugout. In fact, Paul Janisch, it startled him a little bit, and he stepped out of the batter's box. All of a sudden, people 80 feet behind you are screaming. He gets it on the ground. Great bunt. Matthews has a play. Rifles it to Desmond. Pretty good fastball right there. 1-6 on the fielder's choice.
Pretty good fastball, and it was a wet one, too. And it's been drizzling throughout the course of this baseball game, so this isn't a dry baseball. And Matthews does a nice job of picking up his target and throwing a perfect strike to Ian Desmond. The bunting in today's game has left a lot to be desired from both teams.
I don't know if a lot of Atlanta folks found their way up here after last night's game, or if Chipper Jones is this terribly popular in our nation's capital, but he gets a pretty impressive ovation for being on the road, coming in as a pinch hitter here. hitting for Chris Medlin, who faced only 6 Nats in 2 innings. And Chipper Jones makes it 4-0.
I think that look from Steve McCatty said it all. And 93 miles an hour is supposed to be away. You see the reach across from Jesus Flores. Down and in, right into the turbo zone of a future Hall of Famer.
No longer a safe situation, but Craig Kimbrell still in the bullpen, but he's been joined by another right-hander. And Chipper Jones may have put this one out of reach. It's up to the Nats in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, if Chipper's in there for the second game, that's a good way to start game 2. By going 1 for 1 in game 1 with a tater and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, he was in the game for about 20 seconds. Adam LaRoche, great dive to Matthews. Well done. 2 outs. Looks like they'll depend on Chad Derman to close out the game now that Kimbrell's no longer needed for the save.
LaRoche has spent a lot of time on the ground today. First on the bunt play, and now this one. I mean, you got the speed of Michael Bourne going down the line. That makes the play even more difficult.
Martin Prado, 1 for 3 with a base hit and a walk. We're out of 28,745 braving the elements today. And a very subdued crowd right now, except those wearing some navy blue. And a 1-1 to Prado. Breaking ball misses.
And that look says it all. It would be hard to retire, wouldn't it, if you just come off the bench and make it look that easy if you're Chipper Jones? I mean, you know, it's hard to prepare at that age, but still, the thrill of hitting a home run, I mean, that's something that's never going to go away.
Now Prado gets the 3rd hit of the inning for the Braves. And the Nationals are on the verge of giving up double-digit hits for the 4th time in the last 5 games on this homestand. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Braves have knocked out Ryan Matthews, who was so good in the 8th. Michael Gonzalez on the way now to face the left-hander Jason Hayward. Nats team coverage you can't afford to miss. Sign up. For Mass and mobile alerts, you can text Nationals to 29292. Jason Hayward 0 for 2 today, but a couple of walks, and Michael Gonzalez faces him. It's upstairs. Breaking ball drops in. Nats have 4, 5, and 6 due up in the ninth, and they'll need all of them to score and another. On the ground to Danny Espinosa. Top of the ninth comes to an end, but Chipper Jones just doubled the pleasure of the Atlanta Braves, who lead by 4, 3 outs to go.
Somewhat damp Saturday afternoon, the first of a day-night doubleheader. Atlanta putting more insurance runs in the board. Ray, Johnny Holiday, and Ray Knight with you. We're going to have our Nats Extra post-game presented by WB Mason coming up. 1 in the 8th and 2 more in the 9th. And Chipper, 1 pitch, boom, 2-run hop.
Man, it's nice to have a bat like that over there. You know, they're tough, Johnny, with all those left-handed bats in the middle of that lineup with Freeman and McCann. When Chipper plays, he's in there, and then Bourne leading off. Very difficult to wade through that lineup. They're tough, they're deep, and they can hit, and they know it. And it's just kind of been a battle of the bullpens. Our bullpen has given up 11 runs in the last 2 ballgames.
We'll also talk about the tremendous effort today by Edwin Jackson. Just couldn't get any runs for him, but it's not over yet. That's why these guys fight and stretch to the very end. Let's see if Bob at FP can get us a head-to-extra inning situation or a Nationals win in the ninth.
Tall order, Johnny, and we'll see if it can happen against Chad Durbin, who collected his first save of the year last night and the 5th of his long major league career in the 11th inning.
He's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, cutter, curveball, change. Fastball in the low 90s. Cutter in the upper 80s. And he likes the cutter. Throws it 41% of the time. So the Nats need base runners. Anyway, anyhow, doesn't matter. Load them up, see what happens.
Michael Morse will be first. Morse a base hit, a walk. He's 1 for 2. Batting .298. Durbin throws it in there. Chad Durbin retired Michael Morse in a 4-3 ground ball to start the 11th inning last night. So Morse is 1 for 2 career against him with a home run.
This is where, as a hitter, you just got to think leadoff hitter mentality. Base runner, any way I can get on base. Walk, hit by pitch, base hit. Whatever it takes to get guys on base and keep fighting.
Hard breaking ball. Some late break away on that one. And the count's 1-2 with Adam LaRoche on deck and Ian Desmond. The Braves are trying to win their 10th game out of their last 12. And their 12th road game in their last 15. They are hot. Morse in the air to right. Backing up is Hayward. Now he'll come forward for the first out. Tonight at 7:05, first pitch from John Lennon. The Nats will be facing Randall Delgado, who's only pitched one time career against the Nats. John Lennon, by the way, is 8-5 with a 3.25 ERA in 15 career starts against the Braves.
And last year, 3-1 with a 2.97 in 5 starts against the Braves.
And pretty much same cast of characters. Adam LaRoche goes up, first pitch swinging, out of play. You just hope John doesn't take the mound tonight if the Nats don't come back and win this one and feel like the whole weight of the ballpark is on his left arm.
Well, it is.
I just hope he doesn't feel that way.
Well,
0-2.
You would think, Carp, right? Your first start of the year. There'll be some nerves. There'll be some butterflies.
Should be.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Well, the first 5 innings of this series were wonderful. The last 15 have been tough. And Adam LaRoche is gone, 2 outs. WB Mason presents Nats Extra Post Game. It's coming up with Johnny and Ray as soon as this one's over from Nationals Park. By the way, updating you on the Mets, they just scored 2 in the 8th. And still batting, Dodgers 6, Mets 5 up at Citi Field. Nats will be there Monday night. Ian Desmond trying to bunt for a hit. Anything to get on base here.
I mean, you look at the way the first 2 games are gone, it doesn't look good. If this one ends the way it is, a game and a half back, but you win the second game of the doubleheader and win tomorrow, you're right back where you started.
That'd be fine.
And everybody's laughing, so there are 2 big games left. And a lot of season left, too. It's not like today is September 21st. Last I checked, it's July 21st.
2 balls and 1 strike to Desmond. Ian 1 for 3 today. And he'll rip it to short. Behind it, Paul Janisch. And the Braves have won the first 2 games of this series. Took over 3 hours for this one to take place, and they shut out the Nats 4-0. Join us tonight for Game 2 of the doubleheader. Johnny and Ray with Nats Extra at 6:30. We'll join you at 7 from the booth. First pitch, John Lennon at 7:05. This has been a Masson presentation. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra brought to you by WB Mason. Johnny and Ray coming up next. And from the booth, so long for just a while.